WAC and Epified take you through the alarming evolution of the Indian medical industry. Trust me, I'm the doctor. Do we ever question the medicines that doctors prescribe us? And even if we do question it, do you really think they are going to tell you about the kickbacks and the perks that they enjoy with every prescription? Details of a leading British medical journal suggest that India has 3 types of medical malpractices: kickbacks for referencing, irrational drug prescribing, and unnecessary interventions. An Indian doctor today can easily earn at least 30 to 40,000 rupees by suggesting an angioplasty to patients. Another scam that is prevalent in India is the sync test, where a doctor prescribes blood tests to patients having absolutely no medical problems. This blood is then dumped into sinks and the fabricated results are given in the normal range. The large sum that is shared by the patient is then shared between the referring doctor and the pathologist. Other such cases include unwanted C-sections, hysterectomies, or cervical stitches based on false reports suggesting that a pregnant woman might miscarry. A medicine that costs 200 rupees and a medicine that costs 2,000 rupees claims to cure the same disease. Yet we've been led to believe that the more expensive the medicine, the better it is. Brand name drugs are expensive because it involves years and years of research, testing, high production, and advertising costs. So let's say that a company has discovered a medicine that can cure Alzheimer's. This means that it spent a lot of time, effort, and energy into developing it. They can even patent this drug for a period of 12 to 20 years and sell it at a cost that they deem fit to recover their investment costs and make a profit. But what happens when there are cheaper generic drugs available in the market? By definition, a generic drug is supposed to be the same as a brand name drug in dosage, strength, quality, and in the way that it works. A lot of people believe that they are a better option than those overpriced brand name drugs. This even includes Amir Khan, the celebrity host of Satyamev Jayate. I mean, why pay more for the same product? What if some companies making generic drugs are using you as lab rats? Now here's the thing. While most companies don't have the capital to build brand name drugs, there are over 250 large units and about 8,000 small-scale generic pharma units in India alone. Now that's a lot of competition. This means lowering the cost of a generic drug can help a pharma company win a large tender for government hospitals in India or orders worth millions of dollars overseas. And this is where the core problem lies. How do these companies manage to reduce the already low costs? By using lower quality, cheaper ingredients, manipulating tests, and avoiding clinical trials altogether. Hence, making you the lab rat testing these products. Isn't someone supposed to be overseeing all of this? Well, yeah, India does have a regulatory watchdog, the Indian Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, an organization that has been labeled corrupt by India's own parliament. By the way, the people who run the Indian Medical Regulatory Board are not experts in the field. Like with our sports authorities, people like Suresh Kalmadi and Sharad Pawar rule the roost. Even in our health regulatory bodies, it's political clout that gets you the job, not personal qualification. The Parliament filed a report on how CDSCO illegally colluded with foreign and domestic companies to speed up the drug approval process. In fact, the report stated that they approved at least 31 drugs without adequate clinical trials. The report also shed light on bogus letters recommending the CDSCO approvals. But the funny thing is that these letters, written by independent experts thousands of miles apart, were word for word identical. In 2007, Dinesh Thakur, an employee at Ranbaxy, filed a confidential whistleblower complaint. He described how the company fabricated and falsified data. It took Thakur 8 years to help the government authorities expose a complicated trail of false records and dangerous manufacturing practices. He described how Ranbaxy took advantage of the market's weak regulation policies. Just in case you didn't know this already, Ranbaxy is one of India's biggest pharma companies and makes medicines for patients ranging from infants, expecting mothers, and almost every disease conceivable. In 2006, Ranbaxy received a letter from the WHO stating that the clinical tests conducted by the Ranbaxy were completely fabricated. The WHO revealed that the test results from separate patients looked exactly the same. It seemed like they were photocopied. Even after Ranbaxy was exposed, the FDA allowed them to keep on selling most of their products. In November 2011, the FDA gave the company a go-ahead to manufacture atorvastatin, a generic version of Lipitor, a medicine that is used to cure cholesterol. A year later, atorvastatin was found to contain glass particles and Ranbaxy was suspended, but only temporarily. These examples are just the tip of the iceberg. Internationally, pharma companies have been caught red-handed, knowingly selling harmful products not just in poor economies, but also in developed nations. In India, we may have not heard of as many cases, but that could also be because there are not enough watchdogs looking to protect us. Those that should protect us are either corrupt or ill-qualified. So where does the buck stop? At the trustworthy doctors? At the reputed pharma giants? Or at the regulatory bodies that govern them both? We can't continue living our lives being big pharma lab rats, now can we? Like, comment and share this video. And for more wacky videos, subscribe to The Whack. And for videos on mythology and history, subscribe to Epified. It would take the Delhi courts 466 years if they had to clear all the pending cases if they did it at the rate of 5 minutes per trial.
Vyas had the ball divided into 100 pieces and stored in jars full of butter. After 9 months, when the pots were broken, each of them was found to contain a male child. So technically speaking, Duryodhan was a test tube baby.